There are strange things done in the land of the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night of the Marge on Lake LaBarge when I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, down where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home round the pole of Rome, God only knows. It was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. It was Christmas Day. We were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Speak of the cold, through the parka's fold, it strove like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd close, our lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. That very night as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, he turns to me and Bill, says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request. Well, he says, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of a moan, it's this cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. It ain't being dead that's my awful dread, it's the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains. Now, friends, last need is a thing to heed, and the trail has its own stern code. He started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He was lashed to the sleigh, and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And by nightfall, a corpse was all that remained of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror-driven with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and your brain, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains. Now, promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were numb, in my heart, how I cursed that load. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin, till I came to the Marge on Lake LaBarge, and a derelict there lay. She was jammed in the ice, and I saw in a thrice she was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and then I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. Oh, the flames just roared, and the furnace soared, such a blaze you seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal. and then I stuffed in Sam McGee. And then I took a hike, for I did not like to hear him sizzle. So, and the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And his greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear. But the stars had come out and danced about before I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, "I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked." And it's time I looked, and the door I opened wide. And there, in the heart of the furnace roar, sat Sam McGee. And he wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, "Please close the door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear that you'll let in the cold and the storm. And since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, this is the first time I've been warm." Ha! Sam McGee. Northern Lights seen queer sights. Queerest they ever did see was that night of the Marge on Lake LaBarge when I cremated Sam McGee.